Hey, what's going on YouTube? I'm Predator for Free-to-Play Gaming, and welcome to Top 5 Support Monsters. This top 5 was suggested by Pavel Veliv. I hope I didn't butcher your name too much. My French knowledge is a little bit limited. A lot limited actually, but anyway. Alright, so one thing I want to say right off the bat is that if we say support monsters, we actually mean monsters that have the tag support right here in this area that attack as support by come to us. And I'm saying that because many persons voted for Baladon, the light Inogami, but as you can see, for the better or the worse, come to us decided to tag this monster as a defense class monster. So Baladon is not going to count for this poll, and actually many persons voted for monsters that they think are used as supports. For example, Verdeha was one of them, but Verde is an attack type monster. And just to be clear, if you don't agree with that, I know that we use Verde and Baladon as support type monsters. I use Baladon as a support. If I could, I would have voted for Baladon. I love my Bella, but we have to go by come to us standards. If you don't agree, then send an angry email to come to us telling them, yo, change Baladon to support. Alright? So that's the reason why Bella didn't make the list, although a lot of people voted for her. And I just wanted to say that right off the bat before we start. As always, all the votes are based on the poll we created on our Summoners War Facebook group, F2PG Summoners War on Facebook. The link is in the description. I'm also going to blend the link in right now so you can click it right here in the video and join our Facebook group so that you can vote for the next poll. Make sure you become a member today, and then you can decide the outcome of the next top 5. As always, it's based on your votes and not on F2PG's or my preference, just to say that right off the bat. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump right in and look at our today's number 5. In the number 5 slot, we have a monster that was covered in our previous top 5 raid cleansers, and that is none other than the Water Garuda Konamiya. Of course, very good support monster. He got 21 of your votes. 428 people voted on this poll. 428 people. Konamiya got 21 votes, and that is what got him the top 5 slot. We're not going to look at this unit because we covered it in the previous video, not at the runes, I mean, you can use it anywhere pretty much. I'm going to say just that about Konamiya. You can use it in TOA, you can use it on Guild Wars defense, in arena defense, you can use it in raids, and very useful unit that can be skilled up so easily because it's just a natural 2-star unit, and just very helpful. Like I said, not gonna tell too much about this unit because we looked at it in our previous video, top 5 raid cleansers, so check that out. So, enough about Konamiya. In the number 4 slot, we have a brand new unit that was never covered in any top 5, which is very strange because it's one of those units that many people want, and that's none other than the Fire Epicon Priest Chloe. Right here, looking really kawaii with her old school look, not with the transmog. So yeah, very powerful support unit. As you can see, support, that's what we're looking at today. 23 people, so 2 more than voted for Konamiya, voted for Chloe. Let's take a look at her skills. Absorb mana, that's the same skill for all Epicon Priests on the first. Attacks the enemy and recovers the hit points by 30% of the damage dealt. This attack will deal more damage according to your max hit points. On the second, we got the fill. Recovers the hit points of the 2 allies with the lowest hit point ratio by 25% and 15%. So the units that got the most damage, that have the lowest hit points, get healed by 25% and 15% respectively. And on the third, we got the Fanatic, the trademark skill of the Chloe. That's what she's known for the best. All allies are invincible for 1 turn and gain immunity for 2 turns. So we got invincibility and immunity, AoE for the whole party in one excellent skill. Very nice combo with Katarina, the Wind Valkyrie, of course, Sword of Discharge, you all know that, becomes more powerful when in invincible state, so that combos so well with Chloe's Fanatic. And on top of that, we got a leader skill that increases the defense of ally monsters in the arena by 27%. Pretty strong leader skill. Sometimes actually you see it being used just for that buff in defense in arena. Alright, so as far as runes are concerned for Chloe, I would say Swift. Definitely you want her speed, hit points, and hit points. Swift Will is usually how she is built. Sometimes you can see her violent. The new meta is shifting towards slower Chloes. Back in the day, you would see Chloes as fast as Bernard's even, or close to super speedy Chloes. Nowadays, Chloes are tending to get slower, and there's a reason for that. Ideally, you want your Chloe to go after the enemy cleanser, after the enemy Tiana, Praha, what have you. You want that thing to go first, and then ideally you want your Chloe to go next. Also, you don't want your Chloe to buff and then your entire party to move, because if your Chloe buffs immunity but then all your monsters move, then that's basically missing the point, because they lose the immunity and the invincibility. Basically, that's what you want. You want your Chloe just to be speedy enough, but not super speedy. That's around, in my experience nowadays in the current meta, somewhere around 200, 210 speed, minus even a little bit faster than that, pushing 220, which might be a little bit too fast, because most people like to build their Tiana and Swift and stuff like that. So yeah, that's about enough about Chloe. Very good unit. I'm actually impressed. That's the 5th top 5 we did, and that's the first time we see her on our list, but definitely one of the better support monsters out there. Alright, so let's move on to number 3. In the number 3 slot, we have another newcomer to the top 5 series. First time we ever looked at this unit right here. It's the Wind Griffon Bernard, one of the best speed buffers in the game and gauge buffer to boot. You all know what I'm talking about, of course. Let's take a look at the skills. Snatch attacks the enemy with razor sharp claws. Damage increases accordingly to your attack speed. Of course, this unit also is a 3-star natural, so it's very easily skill upable. You can get secret dungeons for Spectra, for example, and skill him up. You can farm this unit in the Tamer Desert scenario map, so very easily skill upable. And 40 people voted for him, giving him the top 3 slot. Body Slam is on the 2nd. Attacks the enemy with a Body Slam and weakens their attack power and defense for 2 turns. So we got a Death Break and Attack Break on the same skill, which is reusable in 2 turns. So it's a very good idea to put accuracy on your Bernard to land these debuffs. On the 3rd, we got the trademark skill that makes him so special. Increases the attack bar of all allies by 30% and also increases their attack speed for 2 turns. So we got Tailwind, a gauge buffer, 30% AoE gauge buff to the entire party, and on top of that we got a speed buff for 2 turns, which is of course what this unit is known for and what you want it to do usually when you put it on your defense. Usually if the enemy Bernard doesn't use Tailwind on arena defense, for example, we say that he derped because they buffed the AI, of course, come to us recently, giving him a higher chance to use Tailwind, but still it happens sometimes that they don't use the skill that is desired, but you know, that's just something you have to deal with, and one of those handicaps you have when you are on defense. Leader skill increases the attack power of ally monsters with wind attributes by 30%. I actually do use this leader skill in Guild Wars. I like the combo Bernard leader, Katarina, and not Chloe like many people, but I actually do like the Queef Sniffer. This guy right here, the Water Horus, new unit. that is just a very, very good combo with Katarina because of the Shot of Fury. So yeah, that leader skill does have some sort of use. Some people like to use it in arena. Actually, Bernard lead with double Lucians and some sort of attack buffer like Megan or Saik, for example. So yeah, very, very useful all-around kit. Of course, Swift is the way to go, Bernard. There's pretty much no other way to build a Bernard. I've pretty much never seen another build on Bernard, because the only thing you're interested in this unit is speed. Speed, speed, speed is all that matters. Nothing else matters, like Metallica sings. Speed, and it doesn't matter what you put on 4, it doesn't matter what you put on 6, it doesn't matter what subset you use. All that matters is that you go as speedy as possible. All your best speed runes should be on your Bernard. Ideally, you want hit points on the 4 and accuracy on the 6, because I said that you need to get high accuracy for Body Slam, for the debuffs to stick, the attack break and the death break, but it's all in second priority. The top priority is high speed. This Bernard is 275, which is way too slow. I'm gonna tell you that right off the bat. For Guardian 1, 2, 3 levels, this is way too slow. There are Bernards out there that are pushing more than 300 speed, so definitely aim as high speed as possible. The 2 slot obviously is speed. There's nothing else to put on the 2. Hit points and accuracy 4 and 6, like I said, but it doesn't matter. You can put a broken set, you can put a flat hit point here, you can put a flat anything here, as long as it has high speed subsets. Okay, so that's enough about Bernard. Let's move on to our number 2. Now the number 2 slot is a unit we saw again in a previous top 5. It's none other than the Wind Sky Dancer, Chasun. Excellent support monster. I actually thought this would probably be close to number 1, or like it's close to number 1. It's number 2, but it would be number 1. But she got 51 of your votes, and the top 1 got a lot more than that, so it wasn't as close as I thought it would have been. In my opinion, she's excellent supporter, probably one of the best in the game. Support right there. We already looked at her when we covered the top 5 game-changing monsters, so go ahead and take a look at that top 5 for a more in-depth look at Chasun. Just gonna say that obviously one of the best healers in the game, next to Praha, probably the best healer in the game. Trademark skill, Fallen Blossoms, balances the hit points and the attack gauge of the target ally. Notice the balance, it's not a heal, so even if a heal block is up, this skill will still trigger. I'm going to blend in the link to the top 5 game-changing monsters so that you can take a look at the rune builds and some more in-depth detail about Chasun. I'm not going to tie you with that because we already went over that. So without further ado, let's take a look at our number 1.
By the power of the stars.
Soraka? What's Soraka? Hang on. I got a wrong game, man. Yeah, Soraka is like the best support in League of Legends, I think. But for I don't know how that got in there, guys. We're talking about Summoner's War. Okay, let me look at my notes. Yeah, with 105 votes, we got our number 1, Veramos. Yeah, another top 5 and another win by Veramos. Who could have seen that one coming, man? He got the number 1 slot in our top 5 game-changing monsters, and he clenched another top 5 win here in the top 5 support monsters. Veramos, the Dark Ifrit, excellent overall unit, very useful. Same thing is true as for Chasun. Not gonna tell you too much about this unit because we already covered him in the previous top 5. But yeah, I mean, I'm super stoked. This unit definitely one of the best Nat 5s out there, hands down. Very useful. You can use him anywhere in defense, in offense, in Guild Wars, in Arena, in TOA. Some people in lower tier rifts like to use him, although I would suggest otherwise because the boss, obviously, in the Rift has the Oblivion, so he counterfeits the passive skill that removes the weakening effects. Conversion of Magic, of course, his trademark skill removes a weakening effect, except inability effects, so no stuns, no freezes, nothing like that, but recovers 3% hit points for each weakening effect removed on himself only. That's the nerf he got, but he's still very, very powerful and useful. I'm going to blend in once again the top 5 game-changing monsters. Take a look at Veramos in the top slot there. Spoiler alert, but probably most of you already saw that video. It's been up here for over a month. And yeah, congratulations Veramos to clenching another top 5. That pretty much sums up another top 5 episode. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you comment in the comments below if you got suggestions for an upcoming top 5 or upcoming content by the Free-to-Play Gaming Network. This was ProGR. Thanks again for watching Free-to-Play Gaming. Signing out. Till next time.